Shukor nakaslem jong unongsan Hima.
Yeah, hi everyone. So I am Dr. Debdeep Samaddar. I am Associate Consultant in the Department of Medical Oncology at Manipal Hospital, EM Bypass and Manipal Hospital, Broadway. So in a crude manner, medical oncologists are those doctors who deals with medicines of cancer treatment in terms of chemotherapy, targeted therapy, and now we all know immunotherapy. Yeah, so that's why earlier the cancer treatment is only in terms of medical oncology concern, it's only chemotherapy. That means there are 10 or 12 conventional chemotherapy, and we just used to give that chemotherapy in different parts of our body. Now in recent 15-20 years, there is a huge development in the field of medical oncology in terms of development of precision oncology and newer modes of therapy. Now the first development is different types of, we are in a position to understand different types of genetic mutations which are exclusively seen in one patient but not seen in other patient, so we can pick them up. That's the first step. And the second step is that these are extremely relevant as long as the therapy is concerned in last 10-15 years, where the cancer therapy is more moving from chemotherapy to targeted therapy and immunotherapy. Now the advantage of targeted therapy and immunotherapy are that they have a very less side effects, and also their response rate and their overall action against cancer is much higher. So that's why the targeted therapy, immunotherapy and precision medicine has changed the paradigm of cancer management in recent years. So what I understand, the entire catch of management of cancer treatment depends on early detection, because most of the time, just because of late detection, we just can't able to do anything. So we have to pick a cancer early, because if you pick them early, there is nearly 100% chance of cure means the cancer will entirely gone from the body at that patient, and he fairly will have a long-term survival. So that's why I'll always tell that early detection is actually the key of management. But unfortunately, because of lack of awareness and also because of different other logistics, we got many patients at later stage when we can't operate, we can't give radiation, we just have to give palliative chemotherapy. Now we have to understand, when I'm talking about palliative chemotherapy, it's just prolonging your life. I will just tell this chemotherapy or this targeted therapy can increase your life by 6 months or 12 months or 18 months, but it just can't cure your disease. So that's why early detection is the major plays, I'd say, the key role in the management of or cure of cancer. So earlier I was in Tata Memorial Hospital, Bombay, and just 2 months back I joined back in Kolkata, Manipal Hospital. This years I have found there are, when the patient comes from Northeast, they particularly have prone to develop certain cancers, which includes head neck cancers. That means any cancers of head neck, which includes cancer, buccal mucosa, tongue, your nasopharynx, your other parts of head neck. And at the same time, we get a lot of squamous cell carcinoma of esophagus and also hepatocellular cancer. So these cancers are pretty common in typically northeast area. So I mean, there are certain preventable factors. One, obviously, that we all talk about, one is chewing tobacco, any forms of tobacco, I'd say, alcohol and betel nuts. These are all most important factors which causes squamous cell carcinoma of head neck, esophagus, and also hepatocellular cancer. So this is and these are all preventable. If we don't have addiction of this, more or less you don't have a chance to have these cancers. Yeah, so first I'll talk about the personalized medicine. Now in recent days we have, I just told sometimes back, in recent days we have some new forms of tests which can able to personalize the treatment. That means you take 5 people in this room. Now the 5 people have breast cancer. Each breast cancer will behave differently just because they have the different gene patterns which is actually causing the cancer. Now day by day science is trying to pick up those mutations or those particular alteration at the genetic level. So that's where the precision medicine come. And now coming to your next question, that how chemotherapy, targeted therapy and immunotherapy work. So by this precision medicine we can able to detect certain markers which can tell us or guide us to tailor the treatment in terms of targeted therapy and immunotherapy. And coming to your first question, that how these things work. So first, chemotherapy. See, chemotherapy is the most primitive and conventional form of therapy. Just we give some medicine, that medicine medicine kills cancer, but the bad part of chemotherapy is that it also affects our normal healthy cell. So that's why there are a lot of side effects after chemotherapy. Second is targeted therapy. Now the targeted therapy is basically you pick that particular genetic alteration by NGS or by genetic test, and you hit that by some medicines. Now the good thing is they have a less side effects, they have a more or less class side effects which are manageable, and the second thing, they have a very good outcome compared to conventional chemotherapy. Now third thing is immunotherapy. So immunotherapy, last 5-6 years we all talk about immunotherapy. It's, I think, mostly discussed topic in medical oncology in recent years. Now immunotherapy is basically, if you have an infection, the most primitive form in our body, or the defense mechanism of our body, is immunity, which acts against the infection. Now in same way, we give certain medications which basically boost our immunity to act against cancer. So that is the way immunotherapy acts against cancer. Yeah, so basically, first the prevention of cancer is extremely important by the things you talk about. The first thing is we must have a clear idea, a basic awareness in public level. People should know what are the basics, symptoms of cancers. We find many patients of breast cancer having a breast lump for 8-10 years and they don't able to tell people. Now we should have a general awareness at community level about the basic symptoms of cancer. Now the second thing is, obviously, addiction plays a key role. So if there are behavioral modifications and the lifestyle changes in terms of healthy lifestyle, healthy diet, fit, regular fit, and brief walking will help against working cancer. So I know when we heard about cancer, the entire family including patient will be overwhelmed. So I'll first tell them, cancer doesn't equal to death. Now we have thousands of newer forms of therapy as long as the surgical oncology, medical oncology, and radiation oncology is concerned. Many cancers which are not even been cured earlier days now getting cured. People are living a healthy life even after cancer, and those are the areas where we can't able to cure. At least we are prolonging life for a pretty longer duration. So I'll tell them, don't ignore, take a joint decision, come ask questions to the physicians, don't delay the diagnosis, and we are all compassionate to handle this. We will go along with to work with your journey again with the family against the cancer. And I think we should be positive into the entire course of therapy. It's not like the earlier days where we know that cancer means death. It's really not like that. It's a myth nowadays. Yeah, so you have to understand the cancer treatment is not a very simple treatment. As if you talk about radiation, we have certain advanced mode of radiations which are costly. If you talk about surgery, we have come up with laparoscopic, robotics, which are very complex surgery. You have to understand they have side effects of surgery. There are post-operative complications are there. Now coming to my part, if we talk about chemotherapy and targeted therapy and immunotherapy, so there are 3-4 points. The first thing is this most of these medicines are actually come from they usually this molecules invented in international market, and they actually come from foreign. So that's the first reason that this medicines are costly. These medicines are not like a simple antibiotic or a simple medicines which you give for fever. Now the second thing is when a new company will get a patency for immunotherapy or targeted therapy, usually there is a monopoly of that pharma company. In initial 5-6 years, no other company can able to make that medicine. So that's the second reason this medicines are costly. But there are 3-4 positive points which I want to highlight. Now there are a lot of Indian companies are coming up with targeted therapy and immunotherapy. Recently, I'll just tell a name of immunotherapy, nivolumab, which earlier costs about 2.5 lakhs per month. Now the same company has cut it down to 10 lakhs per month and per year, and recently there are some Indian company which have come up with that immunotherapy which further cut down the cost into 5-6 lakhs per year. So what I'll say, yeah, I agree it's costly, but at the same I still agree that targeted therapy and immunotherapy, which are extremely costly, but and it's not accessible to the general population, but I strongly believe by time that this cost will come down and it will be more accessible to a wider population. And also, for a small add-on, that in Tata Memorial Hospital, Bombay, we have done a lot of research on immunotherapy, and we have found that even in low dose of immunotherapy, like not the standard dose, low dose of immunotherapy more or less act in a similar way a high dose immunotherapy or normal dose immunotherapy works. So in TMH Bombay and in a wider perspective in different parts of our country where the TMH people goes, we usually treat people with these low dose immunotherapies, which are pretty accessible even to a general population.